And we are
live, everybody. Welcome to the What Was I Saying podcast. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Hello. Salud.
What is he saying?
All right, here we go. I'm going to get it right.
Hello?
Hello.
Are you ordering food at a Rotolo's in Gulf Breeze? Shout out Kissing Boys.
I know this part, I think. No, my. You know what that means? It means no, my. I don't know if you knew that. What's going on, man?
You know the words of that song.
Dude.
I don't know how to approach this.
My buddy Sam, I don't remember if you remember this, but back when YouTube first came out, no, this is a fake guy, but he was my imaginary friend. But since you called me out,
Sam, I am.
He, I keep wanting to put it back to him, but you remember like YouTube back in the day, like when it first came out, like Sneezing Panda, Chocolate Rain. What was the other thing? The dude that was like, leave Britney alone. Like
Chris Coker.
Yeah.
Leave Britney alone.
Oh, and it was what?
Remember?
In your butt. What? Do you remember that?
I didn't know that was a YouTube thing.
Yeah.
What about Charlie bit my finger?
Yes, Charlie bit my finger. That hurt
Charlie bit my finger. That hurt Charlie. And then the kid going to the dentist.
Is this real life?
Is this real life?
I still say that shit every now and then.
Like,
man, back before people got paid for it. What was the best video? Oh my gosh, we're still missing the #1 most viewed video.
it used to be that Gangnam Style.
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah, but before then, it was just like
now Justin Bieber is #1.
Oh yeah, it was a Baby there for a while.
Baby, baby, baby.
Dude, you me tell you the one now is with Wiz Khalifa.
Desperate.
No, no, but the Despacito one is also up there.
That song has such a special meaning to both of us.
It was our first song for our very first podcast.
But you listened to it a long time ago, and we both watched the video. I mean,
dude,
y'all, one day we're going to tell the story,
nuts.
and it's going to blow your mind.
Did we tell on the first one?
We've never told the story.
Okay.
But we're going to save it.
Oh, wow. People are on the edge of their seats right now, Jeremy. They're like,
I see fingernail clippings on the floor because they're chewing their fingernails.
Golly.
Patient.
All right. You know what I'm typing in right now?
What?
Most viewed YouTube video in, what was that, 2007?
Was it 2007?
Well, it would have been around that time, right?
Ooh.
That has all... Yeah, Charlie bit my finger, blah, blah, blah.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Nexus.
Okay, we just gave Nexus a shout out.
Is Nexus?
Make sure you subscribe. I'm just kidding.
Charlie.
#1, Masha and the Bear. The top most viewed video on YouTube that isn't a music video is actually a video from Russia called Masha and the Bear Recipe for Disaster.
What is it?
Yeah, no, I've seen this. I can't play it.
Why?
Because...
It won't allow you?
Well, no, they don't want to give away the recipe because the recipe is actually bears.
Ooh, they eat bears?
The bear eats the bear that's made out of some type of berries.
Okay.
So what's been going on, man? Let's get off the bear stuff. No, dude, we haven't.
I always want to be on a bear.
Dude, we haven't done a podcast in 14 weeks.
It has been millenniums, even.
Yes, and so it's been about a week and a half.
It is November here.
Did you see that?
I did.
All right, so today is
times changed. My whole life is like literally okay. I feel like I haven't ever had. I know this is gonna sound strange. Well, #1, we was in Atlanta this past weekend for Fall Out Boy.
How was that?
Kick ass. Okay. Side story. So he had nosebleed seats because even though like I get my friends tickets, I guess I'm just a cheap asshole. Hey. But I had nosebleeds because I guess I don't care. You know what I mean?
Hey,
where I sit. But you know what I mean? So my buddy, it was his second concert ever. His first one, I took him to his first concert, which was Panic at the Disco earlier this year.
Oh, nice.
So our row was supposed to be row R. Literally, the last row of the thing was M. So we're like, where's R? So we just sat you know how they have the handicap section where just chairs, so people can roll up the chairs? Nobody else was there. We weren't kicking nobody out, so.
You get your ass out of here.
Granny, I'm here to see Fallout Boy.
Like, I like Fallout Boy. No.
Running. All right.
Just sitting there laughing.
So we missed the opening acts because we just wanted to go to a bar because one of the opening acts was Will Smith's son.
Oh, who gives a crap about that dude?
I mean, who is he? You know? And then there was some other band called
I wish we could see your face.
the Black Bears or something like that. So we got there just for Fall Out Boy. And so they're like 2 songs in, and this guy comes up to us and he's like, hey, how many people's in your party? I said 2. He said, here's tickets. We went all the way down 50 feet to Fall Out Boy.
What?
So we got free upgrade tickets. So we were literally the last row in the Phillips Center.
You know what you do? You say, how many people was with you? 7. And then you go, hey, man, I'll see you down there. And you walk back out and you go, hey, I've got 5 tickets to sell.
I will not do that.
$200 a piece. You just spent $1,000.
Not on Fall Out Boy. I will not miss Fall Out Boy for it. Because you remember, this is my 6th time seeing them.
Yeah, but they've already fell out.
Shut up. So I was and my buddy Nick, if you could have saw how happy he was too, because you gotta realize awesome. His second concert ever, and to be that close to Fall Out Boy.
Yeah.
And so good. And then, so yeah. Yeah. So we were in Atlanta, which is an hour in front of us.
Right.
Time changed on Sunday, which made it go back.
Shoot.
So we
how screwed up were y'all?
Screwed because
wait a minute. So y'all were just even.
We were.
Y'all just broke even.
But we didn't. But it was just weird, because
why is the time the exact same?
Exactly, because his his car little timer, he had to manually do it. So our phones was one time. A little Fitbit thingy was one time.
Yeah.
Because they changed on their own. And then,
I didn't think about that.
But there's a clock radio next to our bed. And in the middle of the night, I don't look at my phone. I look at the little clock radio if you're in a hotel.
Right.
So that was on the wrong time.
Oh, shit.
So I was just like, when do I set my alarm? I don't want to be late, blah, 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 blah. I've known people who literally have gone 2 days. Like Tuesday, they find out that they changed. I don't know how that happens.
Yeah, I can see that.
This is before cell phones, I guess. But, so anyway, so I've been but I feel like all this week I've had an extra hour because right before trivia I'm normally I'm not in a rush, but I'm looking at my clock. I'm like, I have another hour, take a nap or something. I don't know, but it's like the hour has been the best thing.
You know what I'm doing this year?
What?
I refuse to do it.
You have to.
No, do I?
You have to.
For what?
I don't know.
I'm just not going to do it.
I did hear that.
I mean, I can't be late for anything.
Yes, you can be late.
For what?
Oh, yeah, you'll be on time. You'll be early.
Or will I? I don't know. I don't either. You heard what now?
The New York area, I don't know if it's Massachusetts or up there. One state's trying to get them to... I told you these things are addictive.
I love them now.
I told you.
I cannot stop playing with them.
I told you.
It's the best thing ever.
It sounds so dirty on the podcast.
Oh, yeah. I'm sitting in Jeremy's lap, and
jiggling my
we're using the same microphone.
Yes.
No, but, dude, I agree. These things are actually...
I told you.
Yeah, I can't stop.
Anyway, so they're trying to make, part of Arizona and Hawaii, they don't do daylight savings.
Yep.
So now they're trying to get New York. If they get New York on board, that part of the United States won't do it either. So.
I don't care. Part of me, everybody's like, oh, I want it to stop. Man, in a weird way, I like it.
People are like, I have more energy this time of year. Blah, blah, blah.
I do too.
Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I just love.
But I think I just make that up.
It is weird going to trivia because our trivia starts. I leave about 5:30 and I feel like it's 9 o'clock at night. That's
Dude,
weird.
Let me tell you something. Whenever we were doing the, the big deal and we were trying to get qualified and all that, I remember the sun. We had to pull down the shades.
Yeah, every time.
Even at halftime.
Yeah,
it was still daylight.
Yeah.
It doesn't start until an hour is past. The sun's been out for an hour.
Weird.
Dude, it's nuts, man.
It's weird. So that's been my week.
So you've been
trying
to figure that out?
Yeah.
Man, it's actually been an okay week for me. Normally it's super slammed, and it's been crazy, but it's been simple. I've had a lot going on, Bitcoin. I started getting into Bitcoin, and it's been kind of raising up. And I got in. Man, I wish I'd have got in when it was super, super early. And then I didn't get in when it was at $1,200. I got in when it was like $2,500 a Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And now it's at like 75.
I just thought that was like a fake thing.
Oh, dude, always.
But I guess it is legit. People still use it.
Dude, now it's being like, Subway, you can go pay for Bitcoin? But nobody's going to pay Bitcoin yet because it keeps doing this. So, dude, I buy like so much a day.
Oh, so it's like... so it's got its own value.
Let me just tell you something. Buy Bitcoin.
I thought it was like PayPal, like you just use Bitcoin to pay for something. So it's not like PayPal. It's its own currency.
Correct. And that's why, like, dude, let me just tell you something. They're like, Warren Buffett says Bitcoin has a bubble, and like all these people who love the U.S. dollar and have a lot in the U.S. dollar.
I always get dirty cups every time at your house.
Dude, what the heck?
Is yours?
No.
Why is...
Dude, yours is always...
It's the same one.
No.
Look.
Let me see.
It's the same one every time.
You have food in your mouth and then you backwash.
It's the same thing as last time. Smell my cup too.
Ugh.
Smell it.
I did.
It doesn't have a smell to it?
Yeah, it smells like gasoline.
What are you doing? Are you poisoning me?
Jim. It's the only time I've ever seen it.
Solo. I hate that song.
You're like...
No, you saw it last time.
Dude, that's like you like went to the beach and you're like, hey, what am I going to do with all this sand in my mouth?
I'm going to spit it out and drink it
Matt,
again.
what did you do to my drink?
I'm just glad that I love the cool weather. It's cool here. Which the Floridians, if it goes 60, people are like wearing 3 layers. It's hilarious.
Dude, I'm so cold.
See, I'm hot. Like I literally.
Well, right now I'm hot.
And like everything, yeah.
Yeah.
So as before, we had our little jar vase of questions that you don't like, but I'm gonna make us do it because it's all about that vase. About that vase. Read the question. All right.
All right.
Question 20.
Go ahead.
When was the last time you cried? And you don't have to get all serious. You can just say it like this, like.
Well, no, I got to think, man. I mean, I'm a dude. I got to think.
That doesn't make any sense. I'm a dude. So
well, I mean, if you look at statistics, girls cry a lot more than guys. So I cry like twice a year, maybe.
Twice a year?
The last time I cried might have been 2000. Like, you mean like
Stop.
bawling and just like let it go?
Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Oh, my sister's dog died.
Is that the one from the video I saw?
What video?
The video, remember when we discovered Despacito? You were listening to Despacito. They had a dog at that point.
Yes. So it would have been 2016, and yeah, man, that was kind of sad. I think I cried.
Holy shit!
Because that was a man. I remember Barkley like a long time ago. So I would say about a year and a half ago, like an actual cry. Now I've been upset. I've been sad. But every time I'm sad, I just pull that shit out and I just start being awesome instead. What is that off of How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I purposely, I feel like a bubble sometimes, like a balloon, and it's just got to pop. And so, like, when I get that feeling, like, I will purposely watch, like, Still Magnolias or My Girl.
Oh, my God. I've been there.
I mean? Like, you know what I mean? And I have to do that at least every few months.
Oh, shit.
And then, like, I'll listen to, like, some good worship music or something like that. Like, especially when I drive home from Mobile, that's sort of, like, my therapy time because I just listen to music or listen to whatever. And, but, yeah, sometimes but then every now and then I'll get into the Oprah ugly cry, which is, like, ew. Like, I mean,
Do you ever look at yourself in the mirror when you cry?
I look at myself afterwards because, like, if I have to get out somewhere.
Because your face is all red?
Yeah. And people can always tell if I'm crying. And I don't know. Sometimes crying is so good. Like, I love, like, a good, like, you know. Yeah. Like, when I used to go to church, I would cry all the time.
Man.
I just had, like, this funk of everything of, like, my whole. I literally felt like I was just being cleaned out. Mm-hmm. And so there was one time, it's the grossest story. So I went our church, we went to a Pentecostal church. Yeah. So like our altar calls would last like 2 hours sometimes, you know. So I'm sitting there crying. And so I have my arm on the pew in front of me and my head's laid down. and I opened my eyes, and I have snot coming from the top of my nose all the way down to the floor.
What?
And
How did it last that long?
I don't know. And somebody slid because I happened to open my eyes at the
and
same
they
time.
slid into it?
No, they slid a Kleenexes right up underneath it, so it would like catch like. I mean, it was that long. I mean, I don't even. I mean, this long. However long it is. It is like it was the grossest story, but. So yeah, I cried.
No, I have all. I have my last. Well, man, I probably had one of those after Barkley. You know, when you just get wrapped up in the. I mean, we're from the South.
Yeah.
You know, we get. Yeah. You know, when it comes to religion, man, it's.
Yeah.
Because when you get in that mode, you're like, all right, man, I'm changing everything. Mm-hmm. I'm doing everything different.
Or you start promising everything.
Oh gosh, and then you get around people, and you're like.
Yeah.
But when you're by yourself, man, and you really want to, but dude, do you ever do this? When you cry and you're done with that cry, do you start thinking of like sadder stuff, like other sad stuff to make yourself cry more?
Yeah, because I know it's weird, but like most people, I feel like a normal person, because I feel like I'm very abnormal in a lot of ways. When they start feeling that funk coming on, they're gonna listen to happy stuff. You know what I mean? Like, let me put on a Disney movie, or you know what I mean? But then, which some Disney movies make you cry your eyes out anyway. But so yeah, so I just think that's so funny that the way I do that.
Yeah.
Do you ever like? Now, if I get angry enough that I have to cry, that's a whole nother level. You know, like when you get angry, cry. Have you ever seen that? Like when you get so pissed off at something.
Yeah, I've seen people do that.
Ooh.
But see, I had to go to anger management. Back when I was in my teens.
Yeah.
And then again when I was 23. But the 23 one wasn't like it wasn't like, hey, you gotta go. Anyway, that's another story for
a whole
another podcast.
Okay, we'll do one more.
But I'm definitely not crazy on it. But the no, but before you do that, the never mind, go ahead and do that.
But no, crying's good. I think it's good. I think as a world, I think dads and all, because my dad used to be like, don't cry, blah, blah, blah. I think as a new generation, I think it's just
my dad's
I think it's okay for people to cry.
When it
you know
comes
what I mean?
to crying, yeah,
I think it's okay to do that. What teacher in school made the most impact on you and why?
Mrs. Griffin in the 5th grade.
Oh.
Yep.
See, I love the way
this old black woman. She might be dead now. But she said, if you're going to be something, be the best at it. If you're going to rob a store, be the best robber you could possibly be. She says, if you're going to be a serial killer.
Stop.
I promise. Be the best serial killer you could ever be. It doesn't matter what you do. Make sure that you're the best at it. And, you know, if you're going to be a politician, if you're going to be anything, make sure that you're the best at it. And I think, you know, I remember in 6th grade, looking back, I was running against a guy named Walter. And, you know, we're the little class president kind of thing. And I remember what she said, and I dove in deep and I whipped his
So you became the best class president ever.
Well, during the campaign, I'm just like competition, dude. I
can tell that. I can tell you're a very competitive person.
I don't know. I'm fascinated by people that win when they put it all on the line and they can just come through. And that's just, man, I don't know. That's just one thing that I like. But Mrs. Griffin.
I didn't mean to giggle, but when you were saying that, remember in Sister Act 2? Because we talked about a few on another podcast.
It's definitely crazy.
But remember whenever it was Sister Act 2, she's like, if you want to be somebody, if you want to go somewhere,
yes,
you better wake up and pay attention.
Yeah, I never went there.
I'm a horrible singer. But when you were saying that, it just reminded me of that. Mine was Mr. Sweeney because he was the first teacher that made me fall in love with reading a book.
I thought you were about to say fall in love with him.
No.
Like the first guy ever fell in love with
was
a
teacher.
47-year-old.
No. Mr. Sweeney, because like before, like I'm the kind of person, even if I love a book, but if I have to read it for a book report, I don't want to read it. Because if I'm told to do something, psychologically, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Is that weird? No?
No. Not at all. I hate being told what to do. I guess that's why I can't work for him.
I started reading these books called R.L. Stein Fear Street books.
R.L. Stein is the... Yes.
And I'm telling you. So he used to do Goosebumps.
Yep.
Well, he still does those.
Oh,
but
he still's got Goosebumps?
I think so. But he does Fear Street was like his older, because Goosebumps was more like younger, You know what I mean?
Yep.
R.L. Stein's Fear Street books was more like older, like, you know, your late teens or, you know, teens in middle school.
Yeah.
And so I just remember, like, we used to have book fairs at school. Do you remember book fairs?
Oh, I do. I love
like
them.
you get those things to come home and, you know, and you could order them, or like they'd come to school and your parents would give you $5 and you get to buy stickers.
That was the best
You
thing
would like
ever.
it was a shit.
I used to sell erasers. And
Yes!
No, but I would buy them.
Yes!
This is why I always knew I
You
was
remember
going to
the
be an
pencil grips?
entrepreneur. Yes.
Pencil grips.
I would buy them, but here's the thing: I would buy them all the first day. What
then you would
everybody
resell
wanted,
them?
and I would sell them.
So
for
you were an
$1 more.
entrepreneur in 5th grade.
I didn't know that I was an entrepreneur at the time, and then my mom kind of got mad at me for doing it.
Well, yeah.
But she was like, "You can't just do that," and I'm like, "What do you mean?" And because here's the thing, I still had like 10 erasers and my money back and profit. There's my lunch money for the rest of the year. So
Pencil grips, like I was obsessed with. I just wanted all of the different colors and.
you remember the ones you would just slide on your pencil?
That's what I'm talking
I
about.
bought every
and they
single
were
one
a triangle. Remember
Yes.
they were triangles?
Mhm.
Yes.
I bought every single one of them and then sold them throughout the year. I made my money back and I had every single one.
The real thing is, like, was pencils that hard to grip that you had to buy a triangle to put on it?
No, but
Because to me, it
sold
actually
it.
made it more comfortable to write with it. So Mr. Sweeney was awesome. I'll never forget. Every morning he'd come in the room and he'd say "Bom dia," and we're like, and that's like good morning in
That would
some
piss me
language.
off.
But he was just so happy.
Yeah.
He's like "Bom dia," and like we would like. I mean, he was just one of those teachers. I don't know. I remember getting in trouble for reading books because I was like obsessed with R.L. Stein Fear Street because I always love horror kind of books. You know?
You're mad at me for reading?
What?
Like, what is this, Germany in the 1940s?
You're doing your job. I'm reading a book. And I remember one book report you had to do like a nonfiction book. I was pissed because R.L. Stein books were all fiction. So when I had to read a book about somebody or something for book report, I was like uber pissed. And then I was like,
who the hell is George Washington?
I know.
I don't want to know about this guy.
I want R.L. Stein. He's
Yeah.
the father of my country.
We need some guy with a pizza face and 3 legs. I like it.
So he was good. Like, it was just, I love those teachers that make an impact on you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That you know their name. And because to me, that's the one thing, and we try not to get political in here, but it makes me mad that we live in a country that athletes get paid so much more than teachers.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
Just want to, you know, I had a cousin at one time. She literally, like, her dream was to be a teacher. She finally got to school, did it. She couldn't afford to stay as a teacher because she was having to buy so many supplies and she wasn't getting paid. So she's a stay-at-home mom now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's just sad, like how because teachers are so important. They're they mold your kid. You know, they mold
but
you.
if they don't make enough, then you got to think. I mean, teachers are people like everybody else.
Yeah.
But the Common Core.
And sometimes they have to put up with your bratty kid.
Yeah, your kid's a piece of crap, by the way.
Yes, your kid's mouthy, and your teacher still has to teach them about calculus and
So
math.
stop taking on the teacher.
And pay them more.
Or, I mean, get rid of Common Core. Sorry, people that hate it.
I don't even understand it. Me and my
Common
friend
Core is
the other day.
basically education that's passed down from the federal government.
You gotta read this. Like, you're gonna do this from the president's desk. You gotta do this.
Yeah, I got it.
Like, mine was consumer math. That was the best math I ever took because it was about what we do every day, like mortgages and you know what I mean. Like, who uses friggin' like algebra and stuff like that? I mean, algebra, yeah, but like calculus and some of the ones that take you 4 hours to do one problem.
Oh, you mean calculus 2 and
Like,
above?
yeah,
I agree.
I'm just
Yep.
like, I mean, if I was a scientist, yes, but I'm not. You know what I mean? But I loved consumer math. I did because I learned it was like balancing your checkbook and moving the decimals.
Did you do good in statistics?
I never took it.
Oh, okay.
See, I was very lucky. I shouldn't say lucky because I could have got a better education, but I sort of played with it because we wasn't required to take 4 years of everything. My senior class was the last one that got to take like 2 years. I only had to take 2 sciences, 2 maths. I only took algebra. I took math 9 in 9th grade,
Yeah.
consumer math in 10th grade, and I was technically done with my math. So I could have just quit. And so I literally had to have another class. I took algebra 1, and I was a junior in like a freshman kind of class.
Right.
So yeah. So
You want me to tell you a funny story?
yeah. It better be funny.
Well,
Don't preface it.
I'll tell it backwards. It's like,
be pissed.
I mean, nobody's gonna be like laughing, like, "Oh, that's so funny."
Well, then it's not a funny story.
You're right. I apologize.
Tell us a story that is a story.
You want me to just tell you a story?
Yes.
Come along with me through this journey.
Remember whenever you read the book and it played the music like ding, and you had to turn the page?
No.
Okay, never mind. Just continue.
Sorry.
Tell your funny story.
No, I want to hear more about this.
Stop.
Ding.
Stop.
I never had a book like just making noise.
No, it was records. Because see, I'm old.
Yeah.
And so like you would go to Hardee's and they sold the Gremlins records.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And so it would read along the book, and then when it made the sound like ding, like you knew to turn the page to the next thing.
Hitler banned those.
Shut up.
Back in the 40s.
Tell your story.
No, I think that's real. It's like
I'm not that old.
No, dude.
I don't know
okay.
Hitler.
No, I didn't say you knew him, but he's like because those would still exist. See, I don't remember those.
I still do have them at home.
But I remember.
I want to hear your story.
All right, Franklin D. Roosevelt, back when Jeremy was younger.
God, please.
There was a book. Anyway, back in the day, Franklin D. Roosevelt, he was a big fan of these books that whenever you had them. Yeah, no, this is my story.
Sorry.
He used to be a fan of these books, and you remember when you have to on the books before you would turn the page, it would make this sound like ding.
I'm done. I thought you were telling.
No, this is
story.
real. This is
not,
a real
no,
story.
Tell your damn story.
Jeremy, I'm trying to tell a story.
No,
dude.
because you didn't know about that before I said that.
Yeah, I did. Well, I didn't know about it, but you did.
Shut your friggin'
I was going to give you a history lesson.
Where is your funny story?
All right, here it is.
Okay, good.
But it's not funny because this is a serious deal. Back when the Nazis were burning books, whenever they would burn the ones that would go ding, it would make a weird noise in the fire. Well, a lot of people, the books would blow up and it would kill the innocent bystanders. And people didn't know why.
You make
like
me
all
so
of these kids were dying. So back in the 60s, they did a research study on this. And they realized that it was these mechanical books. So that was my story. But what were you saying?
It wasn't the books that made the ding noise. It was the record on the record player made the noise because you were listening. It would read the book to you.
Oh.
So what's your story? That has nothing to do with Roosevelt nor the Nazis. It better make me laugh. Go.
Okay. Back in the 1920s.
Oh my God.
Every day for summer. No, okay. No. Good. All right. So what we were talking about. Oh, all right. This isn't a funny story because it's a story. So, because that made sense.
Done.
I'll tell it backwards. When I went to college, I went to school for meteorology, right? I only had to have 2 Englishes. Mm-hmm. I was dating a girl at the time who, I was dating her through English 101. I wasn't dating her through English 102 because I took it like you have to have all your basics before you can start doing shit.
Yeah.
I took English 102 my senior year. And luckily, the guy who was teaching it was a Delta Chi alumni, and I was Delta Chi, and we had test files. So, like, I would just remember, like, A, B, C, or I'd remember the answers, basically. And I would, anyway, I would pass that class. And then my freshman year, my second semester freshman year, I took English 101, and my girlfriend got me through that at the time. So, those are 2 English classes. The only 2 I ever had to have. Now, I had to go all the way up, and I got a math minor. Almost could double major in math. I had to have so much.
That's big time.
Oh, it's like with all the dude, it sucks so bad.
Yeah.
But
numbers suck.
When I was in school, I ended up getting a scholarship to go to private school to play sports. So I did that, and 9th and 10th grade was reading comprehension where I went to school. When that school shut down and I went to the other school, 10th and 11th. Wait, 9th and 10th. So 11th and 12th was reading comprehension where I went to school. Mm-hmm. So where I was at West Alabama, they had English for seniors or juniors and seniors, and then 9th and 10th graders did reading comprehension. Mm-hmm. Well, at Southern, where I graduated,
you had to do it over again?
9th and 10th grade was English, and juniors and seniors was reading comprehension. I took 4 years of reading comprehension.
Oh my God.
So I cannot spell the word spell. But you give me a math problem, I can work it out today.
But see, you should have talked to a counselor.
What I had to do to graduate high school was I had to take a geometry class. It was 3 of us in the class.
Oh my God.
Because I didn't have any of that stuff.
You didn't have any.
I school skipped. Skipped school.
Skip school.
Yeah, but skip school sounds like I just skipped it.
You did.
Yeah.
I mean, you wasn't there.
Yeah, technically it was.
Sure.
But anyway, so I ended up, and then when I got in college, I was like, oh my God. Luckily, I liked and I was fascinated with weather, and I didn't have to have English, thank God, because I like psychology, dude.
Yeah.
I want to keep going, but dude, papers and spelling, I just never learned it.
Nope.
That's the education I got. So.
I wish I would have. I never went back to college. I wish I would have, but.
Well, you don't need it nowadays.
It's true.
Shoot.
It's true.
I'm not doing anything with my degree. I have a master's degree. So, I mean, I don't ever do anything with it.
Something.
I miss it.
No, there was something I was like, oh, we need to. Oh, yeah. So, what is it like being in a fraternity?
Oh, Jesus.
Can I just say that's one of the hottest things in my brain, like, as a gay man? Like
Is to be in a fraternity?
Not to be in a fraternity, but it's hot though, to just imagine like it just is. I don't know why.
Like, you mean to see people that are frat boys?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Or just be like, they're brothers and that they hang out and keg parties and togas.
Well, I tell you what, you're gonna have to be more
half-naked.
specific. Ask me a topic and I'll tell you a story.
No, can you still so are you still part of it? So can you still go back there now and be like, you have to listen to me because I'm a alumni?
2 years after I graduated, our fraternity got kicked off of campus for hazing.
Oh my God.
Everything that was in the book.
That's happening a lot nowadays.
Oh yeah, because everybody's such titty babies now.
But sometimes they get out of hand though, for real.
Oh, ours.
I mean, I'm not
definitely
in it.
out
I mean,
of
I'm
hand.
not I'm not in one, but I mean, but when you let someone die, come on.
Well, that's crazy, and
I mean,
they need to be shut the hell down.
Exactly. That's like a human thing. Like, screw you. Like, my thing, if your fraternity is that important, what the hell?
Like, we're so hardcore, we're gonna kill you.
We're so hardcore, we're not even gonna tell anyone that you're dead.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, there was a few things that we did where I wanted to die.
So what was your is it Rush Week? Is that what it's called?
No, Rush Week is fun. Rush Week, I rushed all the fraternities, and that's when.
Okay, Rush Week is whenever you go to try to find your fraternity.
Yeah, and then if you don't get a bid from anybody, they don't want you.
A bid? What are you up for, auction?
Yeah, basically.
What?
Yeah, because here's the thing,
I'm fascinated.
I ended up being rush chair, like when I got in.
What does that mean?
It means,
are you in a wheelchair? They rush you down the road.
That was it, and it's like I don't want to be in a wheelchair for these 4 years, and they're like, it doesn't matter. You got the position.
You're the rush chair.
It's yours. So
you're like the head of the rushers?
Right. And we were the rushing leads, and we used to just rush.
What does that mean?
So, basically, on a serious note, what I would do...
I'm so fascinated. This is the best podcast ever. I've been listening to this over and over
All right,
again.
so you ready for a little fraternity history?
Yes. All right, how many times are y'all half naked together? That's the real question.
During... pledge week, during you do a semester of being a pledge.
Okay.
And
that's like the newbie coming in.
Right. So you go through Rush, and then you meet all the fraternities, and if they like you, they give you a bid. But you have a lot of guys that are rushing athletes. You rush people that are smart. And then with me, I should have I fit in.
Oh, so you want a nerd so you can help everybody with their tests and stuff.
Right. The grades and things like that. So, but everybody clicks up. Now, I should have went image-wise because, initially, style is more important than substance initially.
Okay.
And I say initially.
So you're saying because
if you don't have any substance, people are going to find out that,
But if you look like the frat boy type, they're like.
Right. And that was one of the fraternities, but I didn't end up signing them.
Okay. So what about but aren't some people legacies? And this is all based on 90s teenage shows that I'm basing my view of fraternities is
right.
90s Bring It On and stuff like that.
All right, we keep flopping. So let's go back to their last question.
Sorry.
And then because they go into so much detail. So let me just start off here. You have Rush Week, and what you do is you find whatever new kids are coming in, they want to go Greek or maybe they don't know anything about it. You go out there and you rush them, and they can go through rush week. Mm-hmm. And you basically have a party, and each thing has a thing, and blah, blah, blah. And they go see all the fraternities, and you meet everybody.
So it's like a meet and greet.
Totally, yeah. You could look at it like that. But
is everyone invited, or do you have to be a certain athlete or so they don't discriminate?
Right. No,
I mean, they might afterwards once you leave there.
Totally.
But everyone's free to go there.
Correct.
Okay.
And you can go, hey, do you want to go with Greek? And then you got to go this, blah, 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 blah. And I can still remember a little bit of it. And, man, it was fun. Rush Week was so fun. But I wanted to go to a certain fraternity. Mm-hmm. But then my brother-in-law was alum.
The one I know? Or another one?
Another one.
Okay.
To the one that I actually joined, which was Delta Chi. And so... he kind of taught me in. He was like, man, you need to do this and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, man, I had a lot of friends in this other one. So I ended up going, of course, with this one. Now, when I got into that one, it's game over.
What do you mean?
Started, man, I dove in head first with it. And
now you're a freshman.
Correct. Now, Hell Week, you got to go through initiation and all the stuff, and then you go through Hell Week, and then you become an active member.
Okay, so hold on. Just because I'm an amateur on this.
Yeah.
So you go to the party meet and greet. So how do you get, so they make mental notes or Matt was the good guy, Bob over here's a good guy.
Yeah, you have a list of people that are going through Rush.
And is that the bid part you were talking about?
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then we would all meet up and say, hey, and it'd be like a big screen, and we'd have their pictures. What about this guy? No, screw that guy. We don't want him. Oh, my God. And then you go through 3 rounds of that.
But the picture's also there. What they do is also there, too. So, in other words, it could be like Joe Schmo. Oh, but he's a mathematician genius, so we want him in our... Because y'all need that.
Right. We would have a little bit of stuff.
So, you would have... Okay.
So
then you'd get in it.
So, I'm in it. And then I go through all the crap, which will be for another story, and it didn't make it. So I end up becoming rush chair, my first semester in, dude.
So does that mean you're the head of the new ones?
Yeah. So I have to go out and recruit.
But you're new yourself,
right? So what does Matt Bowler do? Not knowing anything, so I look at it like a business.
Oh my God. And you look at everything as a business.
Well, I didn't realize this at the time that
you did that.
Well, that I was good at sales. Like my buddy Rusty, one of my fraternity brothers, was like, dude, you've got to get into sales or acting. And he's like, you got to do one or the other. And anyway, he'd get me a job at Radio Shack, ended up breaking all these records with it, not even trying. And I'm like, what the crap? Because I don't like it, dude. It sucks.
Well, it's just part of your nature, though.
That's it. It's all personality.
Selling erasers back in the day, it's just in your blood.
And I had no idea.
Yeah.
So I got in good with these girls who worked at the school. Now, because, students get jobs. And so I would, hey, blah, 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 blah. And I turned, and there was a lot of country boys in Delta Chi.
Yes.
So I fed in good there because I, could relate. It's all about relating. So I was like, okay, cool. But we lost Greek week and we lost intramurals my freshman year.
Because of them acting a fool.
We just didn't have good people.
Oh, so wasn't that? So this wasn't. So the whole getting kicked off thing, that was way after you.
Totally.
Okay, so that has See, yeah. I was anticipating that to come in part of your story.
Well, it is. It was staying there. So basically, what we had is the first year we would do intramurals, which is sports, like all the sports and stuff, and oh crap, I gotta unplug that. That's my
someone's calling.
That's my dad calling me. You think I should let him be on the podcast?
Somebody's calling me.
I probably shouldn't do it.
On my podcast.
Wait, why is it still ringing? Oh, it's my Bluetooth. You hear that? I'm like, why is it still going on? It sounds like
a vacuum cleaner.
So what we got is
bring this plane in for the landing.
All right, here we go. You ready? Another 2 minutes of this.
Okay.
So what we had is we had Greek week and intramurals. We lost my freshman year. So I got in with all these girls, and I would get the list of the new freshmen that were coming in over the summer that were already. And so I didn't know if they were going Greek, didn't know anything. and I would look them up Facebook back when Facebook was a thing and everybody had it, right?
It's still you mean MySpace?
No, this is Facebook, like early day Facebook.
Okay.
So you would go in and you would type it in and you would find them. You'd reach, hey man, we're I saw where you're coming in. I'm a guy with Montevallo, blah blah blah. We're going out. I would say, this fraternity, we're going out this weekend. And a lot of guys were local. They didn't live too far away. They wanted to go to school, close. And some of them were like, well, I'll be coming up for freshman orientation. Well, look, man, here's my cell phone number. Whenever you get here, and I would be like, look, you don't want to, because sometimes your parents would be like, all right, well, all the kids have to go to this, and all the parents have to go to this. Well, whenever they did that, I would take them all to the house, and I would have everybody set up. Well, during the summer, before any of that happened, all the local people, the guys, I would already get the list from the girls, and that I would call them all, and we'd go to the river. We'd go to the lake. We'd go skiing. I would keep them at the house all the time during the summer. So they didn't even know anything about all these other fraternities. Nothing. So finally,
but they're still not in yours.
Oh, they're not in mine yet. They're not even in school yet.
Exactly.
They're just got out of their senior year.
So
and
they're
it's
just
summer.
hanging out thinking they're probably the shit.
Right. So now
I'm hanging out with college people.
We party with them. We introduce them to everybody. Now they know everybody. It's been 2 months. Hey, man, you're going to go through Greek week, right? Oh, no doubt. Yeah, this place is the shit. Blah, blah, blah. Well, look, man, just sign up. And then you would have, man, my little brother, and I had people so locked down by the time, Rush started that, hey, man, look. They're like, well, they asked me to go hang out. I don't want you to get mad. Dude, go hang out, get free stuff. Go party with any fraternity you want to party with, man. This is Rush. But when you sign your bid, you better sign here. And so I would.
But again, that doesn't mean they get accepted.
Yeah, basically.
Just by signing up, y'all could be like, oh, I'm trying to.
Well, we kicked out a legacy.
Ooh.
So, and that's be a story for another day because we're kind of running along on it. But, dude, I've got so many fraternity stories.
At the end of the day, all I care about is how many times you were shirtless. Not you particularly, but was there naked hazing going on?
No.
Damn it! You mean I waited for this whole damn story?
Well, I can't tell.
Worst story. I did laugh a little bit, but besides that, ever.
I can't say it, man. It's
I mean, number one, you can say it. I don't know what the other two are, but
what was the man? What was the name of that song that we started with?
I don't know. I'm very frustrated now.
Blah 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 blah.
I'm very frustrated, and our listeners are very frustrated now because you let us down a path.
Well, let me tell you something.
But either way, your story did not lead to no shirtless men in a fraternity.
You know what? If I can find my hard drive, dude, I have a hard drive.
Ooh.
That
honey,
if I
got a hard honey, I got a hard drive.
What am I getting into? What is the
honey, I won't nothing. I don't know what I'm gonna say.
Dude, who sings that daggum song?
I don't know, but this hard drive better produce some good stuff. That's all I'm saying.
No, you gotta tell me so we can pull out the thing.
We are sorry, listeners, for his story, even though we did learn a lot of the fraternity lifestyle.
Yeah.
But
so you never been?
There was no shirtless men involved.
So did you ever think about going Greek, or do you like it?
Movies like The Covenant, She's All That, Bring It On was lies of the 90s. This is not true. No shirtless guys.
Really?
Really?
10 songs.
I was expecting people to like y'all put honey on them and they have feathers thrown on them. They have to run around the campus naked.
Well, dude, we didn't even get that far yet. I was just telling you about Rush.
You are a tease.
Mm-hmm. All right, here we go.
There's names for people like you. I don't know what they are now, but.
Oh, no, I got it right here. Boom, bam. And then with the zone.
And we're wrapping it up.
Yes, I've just had to figure this out real quick.
So we will definitely not mention fraternities no more.
No, we will, because I've got some funny stories with it, man.
We want to see pictures uploaded. We want to hear stories because we know your fraternity
I just have to be careful.
All, I mean, really. Number one, they're not there no more.
Yeah, but there's still a fraternity.
Oh, is it? Have you ever seen the Skulls? Oh, they like the Skulls. Please tell me you've never seen the movie The Skulls.
I don't think so. No. What the heck?
Ladies
is that?
and gentlemen, he will be seeing The Skulls by the next podcast.
What is Skulls?
We'll discuss later.
All right. See y'all in the next one, guys. Thanks for listening.
Sorry, no shirtless men was mentioned in this podcast.
That was a weird thing, wasn't it?
The meat train. I heard that on another song. What song is that on?